And they converge on Carey. Both teams in a feel-out mode as Duke turns it to Gungbo.
I think Gungbo's going to have a good year, and he needs to have a big year. Now, he was hurt as a senior in high school, limited minutes last year, but a long-arm runner.
Duke scored 83 points a game last year, 7th in the country in three-point percentage. But once again, a brand new roster. I might as well just throw those numbers away. Off the back of the rim, rebounded by Akpara.
So far, Tennessee handling the two-man game of Cameron Boozer being in a ball screen.
Slow start for both offenses. Here's Gillespie sharing time in the backcourt, trying to get everybody right. J.P. Estrella has entered. He's on the post for Tennessee. Here's Gillespie. A little leaner off the back of the rim. And Cade Phillips pulls down the offensive rebound. Why not? Gillespie was a 41% shooter from deep last year from Maryland. Duke in transition gets a three from Darren Harris.
That was a great job of Darren Harris knowing his role, man. He was on a dead sprint to that far corner. A great job by Duke to quickly reverse that basketball from 1/3 to the side.
Amari Abram is also the new volunteer on the floor. Another offensive board for Phillips. And a fadeaway is good.
That side empty corner two-man game has resulted in 2 baskets for Tennessee early. Hard to guard, man. That action simple and sound.
Harris dumps it inside. Boozer having a hard time getting it going.
Shot off. Your thoughts on Nate Early?
Well, we love Nate. You know, we want him to play the way he's playing, and the one thing I know, he's going to make some shots.
He's just a hoss, Cameron Boozer is. And, you know, teams are going to go at him. The problem is for Cameron Boozer, you double the ball out of his hands. He's a point guard as a passer. Wow, I am so impressed.
A gather and a beautiful finish on the interior by Patrick Gungbo.
Appreciate the effort of Gungbo to sprint that floor down the pipe to be there.
What do you think either team wants this from a tempo standpoint? Because Tennessee last year was 349th in the country in tempo.
That has changed.
Being at Duke, 2001.
There's that winning pedigree we talked about, right?
Through Akpara's legs, and he says, why not? Ended up with the shooter. Duke scratching and clawing its way back into this game.
Tennessee with their own little zoom action like we saw out of Kentucky Friday night. And Nate Ament is the guy coming off of that action.
How about the evolution of colleges being able to play each other in exhibition games? We have seen some thrillers already this season. What a treat for college basketball fans. Kentucky knocked off #1 Purdue on Friday night in front of a slow tense guy by the name of Kevin Durant. The comparisons will come. It's inevitable. But one of the reasons they'll come is because on a recruiting trip, Rick Barnes showed him highlights of Kevin Durant's 37-point game against Kansas.
And told Nate Ament, if you don't want to be that, go somewhere else. And it closed the deal. Like I said earlier, it came down to Tennessee and Duke, and everyone wanted Nate Ament and Cameron Boozer. This ball, and he just works, and he continued to grow. I don't think he's done growing right now. It just got better and better over the last 12 months.
Evans, quick release. Boozer now Dean up Brown. Gillespie goes around him. Here's Brown up the field.
Yeah.
But his point was that there will be ups and downs with any freshman. But he's really going to dictate what Duke's level of success is as a team. Gatorade National Player of the Year. In and out. Akpara the rebound. Shot clock is off. Bird with the handoff. And Gillespie.
Duke and a tight wrap by Evans to get down here.
There's Bishop Boswell. And it's knocked out of bounds. What'd you think of Jacoby Gillespie in the first half?
Well, I'll tell you after this, but Isaiah Evans just wins the foot race to the ball, and Bishop Boswell, good defensively in the first 20 minutes, can never be the second guy in a very good and very smart in terms of diving in and out of those ball screens with speed and purpose.
Gillespie dumps it inside. From Jimenez, didn't go. Gillespie trying to get inside. Turns it into a turnaround. Rebounded by Patrick Gungba II. Foster. I'm not sure if Akpara got it, but he certainly influenced it.
Typically, Rick Barnes, when they get stuck offensively, they want to pound that thing inside. We'll see what the play call is. It looks like money for Nate Ament.
It ends up with Gillespie, and he splashes one down.
Malik Brown tonight as well. I mean, he could be a potential starter for this Duke team.
Gillespie gets cut off. Shot clock is at 3. Bird busts in too strong. Gets it back again. Boy, he's got a nose for the football and the basketball.
He'd be a heck of a tight end, would he not?
20-point effort.
A lot of 5 out by Duke tonight. They're running it right now. This really opens up the floor for drives and cuts.
Duke all over the offensive glass, and finally Tennessee comes out of there. It's Ethan Berg. Gillespie stops and pops. Got it.
Gotta find him. Gotta find him. Duke just lack of urgency in transition defense costs them 3.
Caden to Cameron. And inside. And he had stepped out of bounds before he saved it. So it'll be Tennessee basketball, 3 seconds on the shot clock. And Gungba on his own has totally hurt.
The right guys in. You got to have stayers. You got to keep the right guys. And Tennessee, Duke, Purdue, those teams come to mind year after year.
Akpara. And look to make it 8. 14 SEC teams made the big dance last year, including Duke's first regular season opponent, Texas, with a new coach.
7-footer just eats it up.
Gillespie playing off the ball now. Batted away.
Nate Ament very quiet in this second half. Rick Barnes puts Ian Gillespie underneath. They can choose sides.
They go to Gillespie
from Duke defensively in this game.
Gillespie's got another one coming. Talk about the strength of the SEC. How about the Atlantic Coast Conference? Here's your preseason poll. Duke and Louisville, the only 2 to get #1 votes. You were talking earlier, they're much improved. That includes,
once again, Rick Barnes learning his team, who he can trust, who will deliver.
Here's Gillespie, lost it. Akpara had it for a second. It'll stay with Tennessee. "15 seconds remain on the shot clock." Jimmy, this stage of the campaign, these teams have been together, even though there were sometimes individual workouts throughout the summer. How much is installed for a team versus what they'd look like, say, around Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it depends on your returners, how many you have. Boy, careless with the ball. And then, again, just out-hustling Tennessee, Duke.
Gillespie's got a fire to beat the shot clock. He did catch it.
Yeah, it was. Rick Barnes goes money for Gillespie.
And now he launches. Again, left it short.
Yeah. Everything's challenged. Duke doing a good job of defending without fouling Nate Ament. John Shire just going 1-4 flat. I'll be surprised if Boozer gives this ball up.
He got jumped, stolen away. Here's Gillespie. Deep. Ament is 0 for 5. Berg is on the floor now. He's made his 2.
Back to Gillespie like they used for Gainey at Illinois last year. But I've been very impressed with what he's done on the defensive end.
Jacoby Gillespie knocks down the first. Cade Phillips returns, and it'll be Ethan Berg that exits. 19-point night for Jacoby Gillespie.
That's why 39 NBA scouts and 22 NBA teams represented tonight. And they saw all and more from 12 in blue.